Okay, welcome back, everybody. This is Johnny Torres for HODB, Hot on the Block. Just bringing you front page news and a look around the world. So today, special edition, special episode 156, and it's brought to you by the DJ Music Festival. So I just want everybody to, to stay in tune with what's going on with the DJ Music Festival and coming to a major city near you. For more information, email vaunYers@gmail.com. That's vaunYers@gmail.com. And again, for more information or to participate in the DJ Music Festival, email vaunYers@gmail.com, and that's vaunYers@gmail.com. All right, so we're sponsored by Lone Star Transportation, the liaison to the stars. So if you're looking for a luxury vehicle to pick you up at the airport, if you're in Las Vegas, in Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, New York, any major city, and you're looking for a luxury vehicle, Lone Star Transportation is the liaison to the stars, and you can contact Lone Star Transportation at 347-465-9159. All right, without further ado, I just want to thank everybody who listens in. Welcome back. And I want to thank Terry Bowridge, who's the special link on the Connect with the special guest that we have. We have a giant on the line with us, and I just wanted to thank you, man, for joining us and being on the line with us. Mr. Little B, DJ Little B, how's it going?
Thanks for having me on the show.
All right, thank you for joining us. DJ Little B, man, can you let everybody know where you're calling from?
Well, I'm calling from Houston, North Side, 5th Ward, Texas.
5th Ward, Texas. All right. How's the weather in Houston? How's the summer? How's the summer in Houston?
Well, you know how the weather is in Houston. Average days, good days, bad days. Right now, it's raining bad down here. But other than that, the weather is perfect down here. Good living, good weather, great vibe.
All right, man. That's great to hear. How has the weather been? How's the weather been like? This summer.
So far, so good, man. It's just been hot.
All right, man.
Hot.
And with that said, man, you're a DJ that keeps it hot out there, keeps the crowds moving. We want to get into a story, man. A giant, man, from Houston. It's really a privilege to have you on. For the general public, can you in your own words, can you let people know who is Little B? Little B.
Well, DJ Lil B is from Houston, Texas. Like I stated in the first comment, I started DJing about 9 years ago. Started out as a hobby, but I really wanted to be an artist. But I found out some other things that led me wanting to be a DJ. And ever since then, I had passion for it. It's always been in my bloodline, and I just love music. So DJing came easy to me, man. I taught myself how to DJ and how to prosper from there, and it just took off.
Okay, so that's how you got involved in music. Were you involved in music before, or in music business before you actually started spinning or using the turntable?
Actually, man, like I said, I wanted to be an artist at first, but I started learning the business aspects of it. So I started my own label. I had a label before I started another label, but due to different situations and different disagreements with me and this guy, I had to switch up things and start taking things in my own hands.
I got you. All right. So, what are you currently working on now? What are you exploring? In the music.
Right now, we going through the transition, starting a new label, Blueprint Music Group. I have one artist I'm working with named Dylan Cash, and he also is the VP of Blueprint Music Group. What we doing now, we trying to make the brand worldwide. We building it, we marketing it and promoting it to be a worldwide brand. where people can understand what is the blueprint. The blueprint is we got the blueprint to every aspect of the music business, where we're gonna stay 110 independent, where we can keep the creative control and putting our resources together to do what we got to do to push these artists who, if we want to sign them, you know.
Absolutely, hardcore music business. And now that we're talking about the blueprint, your label, you as a DJ, can you just remind everybody how they could get in contact with you, or how they could find you online?
Well, you can follow me on social media, on our social media sites. You can follow me at Facebook, DJ Lil B. You can follow me on IG, DJ Lil B Houston, or you can follow me on Twitter, DJ Lil B at Mr. Killer in the Streets.
Okay, so what is it that you like mostly about DJing? As one of the roles that you play. So you're, as far as the label, you're the CEO of the label.
Yes, I am.
Okay,
so I'm the CEO and founder.
Okay, so you play these like multiple roles. DJing is a skill that you have. What do you enjoy mostly about doing the DJ thing?
What I like about it, man, to be honest, I have a passion for it. I love it. I love to see people out there enjoying themselves and also breaking records, man. Some good hot music. I love hot music. I'm listening to hot music every day. Every day. My email is flooded with new music. But I love hearing, challenging myself to break a new hot independent artist, because a lot of independent artists don't never get the spotlight on them. So I want to build this platform where they can succeed. You see what I'm talking about?
Right, because you're basically the guy that gets the music before anybody. I know there's the internet and everything, but really guys are trying to get it out to the DJs because they're the ones that are breaking the music.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about music, man. One thing about music change it's like a cycle. It changes every day. You have artists putting out music every day. You might have an artist right now in his room trying to come up with his next hit to get out there where he need to be for his platform and his brand, and trying to get a single worldwide. See, this is what we did with Blueprint with Dylan Cash. We did a lot of networking. Before we did any music, we did a lot of networking with people, with DJs, PR reps, and outlet. Before we put any records out, I made it my business to get in touch with these folks, because these are the important people. These are people I need in my corner for the role I'm gonna put him on, and to put him on the platform for him to win.
Okay, so what can people expect from Blueprint?
What can people expect from Blueprint? I'm gonna tell you, people can expect Blueprint. The type of music we're gonna put out here, man. People can expect quality. I use that a lot. Whenever a lot of artists don't understand it, you got to have great quality when you're pushing out your product. What I mean by that, you got to sell it. You are the consumer. You're selling it out there to you. You're the salesman. You see what I'm talking about? So you got to make sure your quality is A1 before you put a product in the street. So Blueprint, what we're gonna do is, like I say, we're gonna put a lot of great music out there for people to hear and listen to and enjoy too, because we bringing back that good feel of music. I'm talking about that poetic music where you can relate to it, street pain, struggle type of music.
Okay. All right. So, being that you play multiple roles, and you're growing your business. Can you tell us maybe what are some of the ways that you're growing your business?
Well, actually, the way I'm growing my business, I'm taking a little old school approach with new school approach. We're doing a lot of street team work in these streets, and also we're doing a lot of social media, different outlets where we promote the brand through social media, how we marketing the product and how we promoting the product. Sometimes it's good to still use old school guerrilla marketing like back in the day and hit these streets and do street team work,
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned the words break a record, and I hadn't heard that for a long time. So, but it's official, you know what I mean? Because the traditional way of music business still works, kind of like, people use television, or do a music video to promote their album or their tour or an event. It still works. When people sit in front of that screen and see something, you know, um, the television makes celebrities, the radio makes celebrities. So when you mention guerrilla marketing, and you mention breaking the records, it's stuff that works, especially for audio, for people in our audience that are just starting their music business, or they want to grow their business. That's definitely something that I can identify with what you said. Being that you've been in DJing and in the music business, for some time now, can you maybe tell us some things to avoid, or that a person who's starting out in the business should avoid?
Sometimes in life, man, it's learn. I tell anybody in business, not just music. Sometimes, man, you're gonna take a lot of losses before you see your results. Don't be afraid of that, because sometimes you gotta fall before you get back up. You understand? And also, don't never let nobody limit you to what you can do, because it's no such thing as limits. As long as you got God on your side, anything is possible. And also, when you're doing business, who knows where it's gonna take you? But if you believe in your vision and you have a team that believe in the vision you believe in, anything is possible.
I agree, and like you said, you have to have a good product. That definitely helps too. If you have
Yes,
something,
indeed.
if you have a really good product. All right, little B. Now that we got to know a little bit more about who you are as a business person, can you let us know a little bit more about Little B? Who's Little B? You know what I mean? When you're not working on your music business, you know, what are some of the things that you spend your time on?
Well, to be honest, man, to be real, when I spend my time, a lot of my times I'm reading, man, and trying to stay ahead of the game. And I read a lot. I'm talking about just music books, business, and I just want to stay ahead of the game. I don't take out days because I'm on a mission right now. And movies, I might catch a movie. Other than that, I ain't into TV like that. I'm just laid back type of guy. I just want to keep going and just living out my dreams.
What is something that you're reading now? Like, what book are you reading now?
What I'm reading right now, to be honest, 48 Laws of Power. It's deep. It's a deep book. Not only 48 Laws of Power. I'm learning. Now. I'm getting in the digital stage with the music business, with the digital marketing, digital promotion, streams and downloads. Because the game changes, like I said earlier. The game changes in so many aspects in the game. You got to educate yourself in this game, because if you get out there and don't know what you're doing, you're gonna bump your head a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there any other books that maybe that you could recommend to people that want to go through some personal change or some personal growth, or even just to brush up on their business, or to enlighten themselves on business? What books do you recommend? What book or books do you recommend?
Man, you know what? There's so many good ones out there. I cannot really not tell you right offhand, but I would advise them, man, just go to some local Barnes and Nobles and just ask about some marketing promotion books, man, because there's some great ideas, man, that you can pick up. But sometimes you can't always go about the books. Sometimes you got to be smart enough to know not to do this or do that when it comes to business and the product. See, the thing with artists nowadays, they so quick to I'm going to put out a mixtape. But like I tell them, it's all about timing. You got to learn how to work a record in the streets before you try to work the record inside the clubs. Because if this DJ go in the club and spin your music and he going to kill his set and ain't nobody going to know who he is. You feel me?
Right.
So I tell them, I say, why don't you get with a mixtape DJ like me and let's break it in the streets. So when you get broke in the streets, the people in the clubs will go to the DJ and be like, hey, this is John Doe. You ain't got his song? Oh, man, I heard this on such and such mixtape. There it is.
So, Little B, where are some of the places where you've dominated the market?
Well, man, right now, to be honest, I'm starting to grow outside of Houston, and my goal is to reach other markets, like the places like Louisiana, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Kentucky, South, North Carolina, and places like that. And I think who is and then take it up north somewhere. I just don't want to be known as a local DJ. I want to be known worldwide. I want to be known inside your home outlet.
Absolutely. All right, we have on the line a giant, DJ Little B, straight out of Houston. In your own words, can you tell us, what one word best describes DJ Little B?
I'm a trendsetter. I don't I don't wait on a man to go do nothing for me, because, man, I'm self-made.
What do you want to let people know about you that is not out there in the public that they don't already know?
When you see me, I'm a humble dude in the streets. If you see me in the streets, I treat you like family. I'm not one of those guys gonna high side you. I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna uplift you, because that's what I do. I'm not one of those guys gonna high side you. I'm not Hollywood, because my mom always say stay humble. Humble go a long way in life.
Very cool, very cool. Little B, you mentioned that you're from Fifth Ward. Did you grow up in Fifth Ward? Like, is that where you grew up?
Fifth Ward all my life, man, and this is home of the Ghetto Boys, rap a lot. Shout out to the Godfather, Jay Prince.
Absolutely, man. Scarface, Bushwick Bill. So tell us, for people that are familiar with the Fifth Ward, but they might hear it in the rap songs, they might see some videos and stuff. But what is it like, growing up in the Fifth Ward for a young man? How was that?
Fifth Ward, everything ain't peaches and cream, but hey, man, you can survive in Fifth Ward, you can survive anywhere. One thing about Fifth Ward, we always support each other. It's a great support system down here. And man, I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world, because I learned so much just growing up around Fifth Ward. That's how I learned how to start hustling, man. I used to sell my tapes for $1 in middle school.
All right, definitely survival. I was raised in New York, and I grew up in New York, and I just recently was hearing a report where they were going into schools, and they went into some schools in Spanish Harlem. I don't know if you've heard of Spanish Harlem.
Nah, I haven't.
All right, Spanish Harlem is on the east side. It's on the upper east side of New York, and basically it's a place where it's just pretty much like the whole neighborhood, the whole community is filled with the projects. And I mean, it's like nothing but projects. So they go into the class and they ask, a 12-year-old kid if they knew somebody that got shot. And out of 30 kids, like, all the kids were like, yeah, I've seen somebody get shot, or I know somebody who got shot. So that's why I asked you, how it was growing up in Fifth Ward. One of the things that I noticed, when I grew up as a hip hop kid, and I just remember like picking up a Scarface CD and learning more about what was going on in the South. And like Scarface had gone. He sold a lot of records, and when you mentioned that everybody supports each other, like that's been a very strong and unifying thing in Texas and just the South, man. Like opposed to the East, like there was always like some kind of friction or conflicts going on, or I guess differences, but the Strong is just very well known for that, and it kind of dominated everything. It kind of just went from the point where the music from the South just kind of dominated everything. So what's your perspective on that? Like,
Well, for the longest, man, the East Coast was running the thing, man. I think it's great that the South it was overdue for the South to really take over. You know, because one thing about the South, man, we hustlers, and we know how to make real good music, party music, struggle music, all kind of music, basically. But I think it's cool, man, you know, because for the longest, man, I'm not going to lie, I'm from the South, but I was already, you know, bumping people like Jay-Z, Biggie, Benny Siegel, Nas, Coogee Rap, and all them cats down there, man, and Eric B. and Rakim. But, you know, like I always tell myself, man, the game goes in cycles. You never know. The South might run it for a while. You never know. The West Coast might come back and run it again.
They've been running it for a while. They've been running it. And, yeah, man, much love to everybody in the South and all over who listens, man. We got Lil B, DJ Lil B on the line, man. I wanted to thank you, you know, for sharing your story. All right, you told us what we can expect from you. You know, what do you want to, you know, do you have anything else that you want to let the people know? You know?
All I got to say is thank God, man, and appreciate you for having me on the show. And come out to the show August 19th and come on and have a good time and network with these fellow DJs, man. And shout out to the other DJs who coming down, and shout out to Terry for putting on a great show. Because, man, look here, we've been putting on this show for a while, probably since I think, I'm guessing around March. So, man, we working. We trying to give you artists some platforms so where y'all can go out here and succeed and come learn the business, the ins and outs. Because we're going to have some great stuff going on. There's going to be a live concert. And it's just going to be a lot of great fun, man. I hope to see all y'all out there, man, who in the Mississippi area, because I'm coming down all the way from Houston, man. And I want to come out there and just show out there and show y'all a good time, you know. And once again, thank God and thank Terry, you know, for reaching out to me and say, let's put this event together. Because without both of us, you know, hey, man, it'll be a lot of losses. But, man, I thank God that, you know, God put certain people in your life. So I guess God put her in my life for us to do this here.
Absolutely. A very significant movement. And again, I just wanted to thank DJ Lil B, man, Fifth Ward ambassador. And it's a movement, man, very significant movement. Lil B, I've been talking to a lot of the DJs, and they've been telling me a lot about the food that they like. Dish when you go to the restaurant, is there something special that you order?
Yeah, I'm a chicken lover and seafood.
All right.
Yeah, man, you kiss me with some good fried chicken and some seafood, you be my best friend.
All right. I know Terry's listening, so for the 19th, DJ Lil B is gonna be very well taken care of with his choice of food. Again, I wanted to thank Terry, you know, who's the connect on this, and Lil B, thank you for sharing your story with everybody.
Anytime, brother.
Thank you. Can you just remind everybody how they could get in contact with you, please?
Yes, please. Yeah, you can follow me on our social media. Like I said, you can follow me on Instagram at DJ Lil B Houston, Facebook. You can follow me at DJ Lil B, and also on Twitter, you can follow me DJ Lil B, Mr. Killer in the Streets _
All right. Thank you.
God bless.